Welcome back to the Fox Robbins Business Show. Come on in, have a seat. We got a couple of episodes with regard to naming companies. Coach and I, we have a thing about naming companies.
Thing?
You know,
Yeah, a big thing.
And I know. I think we always jabber about names because I think that we've identified that sometimes company names are done just off the cuff, you know,
Yeah.
or casually. Oh, why don't we call it J&B Muffler or something? You know,
Yeah.
spend much time on it, or and not much in the way of analysis is done. Maybe no research, which is now made easy by the power of the internet.
Right.
You know, to research. You and I just think maybe not enough attention is given that the name is part of building the brand and it's important. It should be treated as such.
I don't just think at all sometimes, but I don't think. I just, from what I've seen, most people don't spend enough time picking a good, memorable name, which will be their brand identity, their initial identifier to their brand.
So if we concentrate on this is not an insult to you at all.
Not at all.
No,
you don't understand. I can't be insulted. I've been in marketing and sales my whole life. I don't care. You can't insult me.
This is the Fox Robbins Business Show. This show is all about developing your very best business ideas. I mean, we are here to provide help and advice and encouragement for small business. Anything and everything to do about small business.
Small business are us.
And speaking of which, and I'm Bill Fox, the co-host. The other co-host is the memorable, inimitable, and courageous Coach Robbins.
Oh, I understood all three of those words. That's very good. We're getting better at this. Or I am, anyway.
And welcome back, you guys. And we're going to, as I say, we're going to talk about company names. We're going to start off in this episode. We're going to go through some ideas that are from a business author, and we're going to add our own thoughts about best and worst names. We're going to start off with worst. Why did we do that? I mean, that sounds like we're naturally negative people.
No, it's because it's fun. It's no fun saying, gee, that's a great brand. It's more fun saying, how stupid could somebody be?
Well, the author who provided this information starts off with the worst is called Bookgoo.
Yeah.
Saying that it allows you, this Bookgoo it's a website that allows you to highlight web pages. Sounds like something nasty, according to the author. Would make the pages of a dirty old library book stick together. That impression came from Chris Johnson, the name inspector. The way the pronunciation gets stuck between K and G strengthens the unfortunate association here.
It's an awful name for something that, all it does is you highlight as you read or whatever. First of all, most of the things I get a lot of books from the library. You can do it right on your iPad anyway. But Bookgoo,
So you're not totally impressed.
No, not impressed. Depressed. Who would pick the name Bookgoo?
Next, this is another worst, Coach, is BooksAMillion. BooksAMillion. Name limits the company to being identified with a single category. That's one idea, says Philip Davis of Tungsten Branding. But they sell books, music, and magazines. As a result, they must market harder or work harder on their brand, total brand image to overcome this BooksAMillion.
BooksAMillion. So they're trying to compete with Amazon. Good luck. I tell people all the time, if you want to try to compete with Walmart or Amazon and you're going to try to do the same things they're doing, you're going to get killed, You don't want to get in a fair fight in business, especially you don't want to go climbing in the ring with a giant. Quite frankly, that they sell books. Plus, I wouldn't go there for music. I'd go to iTunes for music.
If we've said it once, we said 100 times. You start up a company and say it's Cliff's Muffler.
Yeah, that's it.
And because you're good at fixing mufflers, I suppose. But then somebody has a radiator problem, or has brakes, steering, differential, has whatever. Those customers drove right by your shop,
Muffler,
and you
right.
never knew it.
And I could have fixed their radiator or...
They go by and say, this guy fixes mufflers, I got to get on the street.
Midas Muffler is a perfect example of it.
Muffler,
Midas, they had to get rid of the name Muffler.
What have they done if they just say Midas?
It's Midas.
Drop the muffler.
They dropped the muffler. Yeah. Domino's has dropped the word pizza.
Yeah.
Because, they sell, I think 40% of the sales.
They broaden the menu.
They broaden the menu to subs and salads and all kinds of things.
So you and I have talked about that, think a little more globally when you're naming a company.
Right.
And don't build fences, automatic fences around.
With the name.
Whether it's the name of a product like Cliff's Muffler,
right.
or whether it's a territorial,
yeah.
Thing, or
whatever. Although Southwest Airlines got away with it.
They did too.
Yeah. But they offer such a great product, But pricing.
They spent a long time doing that.
It took a long time for them to expand it around the country, but which is, But I mean, on the whole, it doesn't work. It doesn't work to say, Northeast Airlines is gone.
So. BooksAMillion, we're not happy with that. Next one is a.
I'm not happy with their choice of product to try to compete with Amazon.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Next one is this is a restaurant thing. Ruth's Chris Steak House. The author says just try to say that 3 times. I don't know what was.
Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Yeah. First of all, if you've ever been to a Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, it's a great steak. It's a great product.
Yeah, been there, done that.
Yeah,
they
but
good
the
stuff.
name, really, I'm not sure that, I really am undecided about this one. Is it such a bad name to pronounce that you always saying, they got a great steak, but don't try to say the name. It's that Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, But no, I'm not thrilled with the name.
I'll tell you one thing: you better stop and see your banker on the way to Ruth's because
it's going to cost you $50.
It's good steak, but it's good.
$50 for a steak, right?
Good stuff. But it was a person named Ruth.
Yeah.
Purchased
Chris's Steakhouse.
Chris's, is but who cares what the reason is?
I don't care. Well, that's ego, in my opinion. Just leave it at Chris's Steakhouse. I mean, I could even live with that.
Next one on the worst list is CompUSA, the truncated geographic descriptor name. That's another limiting factor, CompUSA. So if you're in France, you don't go there.
Well, as you say, it's a geographical limiting factor, and it's a software that anybody in the world could use,
If you're looking for a computer in the U.S., this is your place, but a DVD player and a DVD player, who knows? I guess the author's argument here is that it's a limiting, self-limiting.
Exactly. It limits it to the USA. People aren't going to buy it in China, even though that's probably where they're made.
I'm sure when you're starting a company, there's a focus.
Yeah.
You're thinking about what you do,
yeah.
and what you do best, and the foundation of the company. But you're not thinking globally at that time.
No, you're not, and maybe you want to focus when you first start. Domino's delivered pizza. Domino's, probably 99% of what they sold when they first started was pizza.
Yeah.
But they changed. Things changed. I mean, Kentucky Fried Chicken. It got a bad rap back about 25 years ago when fried foods were getting hammered for heart attacks and what have you.
Yeah.
And so they changed the branding to KFC. It is Kentucky Fried Chicken, but now they just call it KFC. But things change as time goes on.
This one, next one on the worst list, the opinion of the author says, I don't like AirTran, it's airline. There's almost no point in even trying to understand where they're going with this, says Eli Altman of 100 Monkeys. Okay, they do transportation in the air, I get it. Saying exactly what you do and is the most boring possible way doesn't really help anyone. He just doesn't, it's air transportation, AirTran.
What was it for people? The cargo. It sounds more like cargo to me, but no, I agree with him. It's too generic.
Yeah.
You can get too generic with a name. It's very hard to build a brand sometimes on a generic name.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. And next one is next one on the list is Vonage. That's a telephone or communications company, I believe. That's overseas. Is that English? Vonage?
I'm not sure who they are, but I know what they are
It's
because they've
definitely-
got a big enough budget to try to create a brand identity for it. But it's like Verizon, probably not in there, but Verizon is a brandable name, but it takes an awful lot of money for you to understand what is a Verizon,
yeah.
you know? So a small company doesn't have the kind of budget to be able to take a name like Vonage or Verizon and create a good brand identity. A small company doesn't have that kind of budget, marketing budget, promotional budget.
The author who doesn't like it says it's definitely not a word. It's not a word as such, but sounds like one. So we got it.
Yeah.
He don't like that one either.
No, I'm not crazy about it, but it's not terrible. It's, you know, like I say, you can create a brand identity, but it's going to take some deep pockets to do it.
Here's one the author doesn't like is Incubi. Not clear how to pronounce it.
I've never even heard of it until I saw it on
Most
your PowerPoint.
pronunciation of the word is incubi, plural of incubus, demon. A demon from medieval folklore who rapes women in their sleep.
What do they do?
Yeah, online. It's a online It's for online inventors on the internet, I guess. Incubator.
It's like an IP platform that you can go there. And, it's kind of a takeoff of Incubator. And
He says the author says, have we learned nothing from Reebok, the shoe people who used Incubus, and it was a fiasco for running shoes or whatever.
Right.
But you know what, the author doesn't like this word whatsoever.
yeah, it's too close to something evil. I think it's a silly name.
This one, I think this is insurance, if I'm not mistaken. The author says Comerica, Co-America. Is there another America?
Yes, there is.
Could you say work with America, not a word play, complex word, playing with a very available word in a careless way.
Yeah.
Just struck the author in a bad way. What was your thought?
It doesn't strike me in a good way, certainly. Co-America.
Yeah.
What does it mean? It doesn't tell me it's an insurance
You don't like
company.
it either.
I don't like it. I don't think it's a great. It's not. We're talking about names, none of which have created a great brand identity. I mean, other than looking at the research you did in putting this together,
Yeah.
I never heard of any of them.
Well,
So if I've never heard of them, not that I'm the expert of all time, but I never heard of any of these companies.
here's a beauty. This is on the worst list. Fertilizer. The author really doesn't like this. Great example of bad wordplay. Seems to combine two words with unhelpful meanings, like fertilizer, meaning manure, and fair, meaning so and so. Whatever. So 11-year-old.
So what do they do? Do they spray your lawn, or you go buy stuff from them? What do they do? A retail shop? I'm not even sure what they are.
The author says online music company. Fertilizer. This is terrible. I mean, this is like
I thought they were fertilizer.
we're running a family show, but
Yeah, I know.
the
Yeah,
author
right.
says we can't avoid seeing and hearing the name Fertilizer. That's terrible.
That's even worse.
That's even worse.
When I first saw it, without reading the narrative that you put there, I said, "Oh, they sell fertilizer." Okay.
So we're going to switch. We're going to turn you over to best what the author thinks are good names,
right?
And see what you have to say on the best list.
Yep.
Starts off with our buddies at Amazon.
Ah, Mr. Bezos, brilliant gentleman.
Using a memorable metaphor helps the brand grow, blah, blah, the position of the company source. It means the company's a source of abundance and diversity. I mean, the Amazon, I don't know, it's a humongous, river basin. And
every year I ask my students in my marketing class, Amazon, what is it? And everybody tells me you can buy everything on Amazon. It's an online retail site. It's the biggest. It's the best. Jeff Bezos is now the richest person on the planet. And they're trying to brand that little swoosh underneath of it. They're not doing a very good job of it. People hardly notice the little arrow and what that's,
the little
underneath the A to Z. In other words, what the marketing people from Amazon are saying is, you can buy everything from A to Z, which is true. So it's pretty good.
I thought he was trying to steal from,
Nike.
Nike.
Exactly. He's trying to play off of Nike without naturally,
Without
violating the brand. So he's trying to have his own type of swoosh. Because if you remember back, Nike original logo, well, one of the earlier logos, I shouldn't say the original logo, was the word Nike with the swoosh behind it. But the swoosh became so identifiable, it became its own thing. I think Amazon at some time would love to see their little arrow going from the A to the Z to become, but Amazon overpowers that
Might
little
not
arrow.
get there.
It's not going to get there the way they've got it. If they put it in behind or something, maybe it might get there. And don't forget that this is the second choice. He incorporated this company under a different name when he first started.
Yeah, what
It was Cadabra.
Cadabra.
And his lawyer said, "What'd you say, cadaver?"
Yeah, cadaver.
But Mr. Bezos, a very smart guy, and said, "No, I don't want anybody misunderstanding cadaver." Okay, let's see. The Amazon River, the Amazon Basin, is it's the life giver of more than just South America, the whole world, as far as oxygen goes. And I won't get into biology because I can't. But
anyway, you with him on that. Now,
I like the name.
We had AirTran as a bad one, but this one is also an airline.
Yep.
This is
JetBlue.
Descriptive hybrid that conveys industry and a sense of open blue skies. I know the author likes JetBlue is okay.
Too. Yeah, I like JetBlue a lot. As a matter of fact, when I first heard the name, I don't know, it's probably 20 years old. I don't know. It's been around not that long, not as long as I have. It's been around a while, but I mean, it's a great airline first of all, and they are trying to compete with Southwest. Obviously, take a piece of Southwest business and doing a good job of it too. But no, I like JetBlue, and I also like the little JET blue, but blue, sky blue, that's a comforting color too, So JetBlue's a good name.
Okay, so for you, that's a winner.
Yep.
How about this one? Everybody knows Twitter. Everyone knows Twitter. I thought it was a silly name. I wasn't.
At first it might have been a silly name, and this is why, these things are all subjective. There's no absolutes probably in most. Well, there are some that we'll get to in the second show. There, absolute mistakes. These are marginal at best. Even AirTran, I would have thought of it as a freight company or something, but I've never heard of it until I saw it there.
Yeah.
Bookgoo, really? I mean, that's just stupid, really. But Twitter, at first, obviously it has created, because of its popularity, a powerful brand. I mean, we actually created a verb out of Twitter called tweet, which is, of course, what a bird used to do. But if you think about it, birds chirping and tweeting back and forth, quick little messages, it has a basis to it. And I actually like the name, And I think I liked it when I first heard it. I probably first heard it I don't know, 15 years ago, maybe 18 years ago. It wasn't that popular. They had just started. Well, I'm tweeting.
Right.
I'm tweeting with my friend, and I go, well, there's I can just send a text to my friend. But with Twitter, you could have lots of followers very easily. It was texting on steroids is really what it became, and obviously became very, very popular.
Well, that's this is another good. Supposed to be another good one.
Yeah.
Etsy.
Yep.
Extremely brief, fun to say, unique. From a sound, symbolic, perceptive, the name says small and personal, which is just right for, this is a website. This is a website for handmade products.
Oh, I know what they are.
Yes.
Yeah, I know what Etsy is. The Congressman Joe Kennedy had me speak to a bunch of Etsy executives in Fall River. They came out of New York, and I was working with them. As you know, everything I do is confidential. But at first, I don't know if the name does anything for me. It's certainly easier to pronounce. It's different. It's catchy. And now I know what Etsy is. It's crafts people that are putting their stuff on a site to sell. I mean, that's the bottom line of what it is. But it's not bad. But again, it's a well-run, well-funded company, and so they can go out and create a brand identity.
That's a competition, smaller competition for Amazon, for instance.
Well, Amazon,
They have the same stuff on Amazon, right?
Yeah, you can get some of the personal, people that are knitting quilts.
Yeah.
They put it on Etsy. People that are painting pictures. I don't think Amazon handles that stuff, do they?
I have no idea.
I don't think so. So Etsy, I think they did find a niche.
Well, I don't know because I don't shop for that.
Well, that's right. I don't either. The only reason I know what Etsy is, quite frankly, is I have customers, little clients who make stuff and want to sell it out of their home.
Yeah.
And of course, Congressman Kennedy brought those folks out of New York, and I spoke to them for a couple of hours one night.
Okay. So you're okay with this?
I'm okay with Etsy because it took time. Like I said about Verizon, which we don't have on here, it used to be 9X, New England and New York Exchange, telephone exchange. And then it became Bell Atlantic Mobile, but Bell Atlantic.
Yeah.
And then they decided they needed a catchy name, and some big fancy advertising agency in New York came up with the word Verizon. Let's create this word Verizon for the telephone company, which, they've created a very strong brand identity, but it's taken time, and it's also, taken a lot of money.
Now, this is supposed to be another good one, StubHub.
I like that one a lot because I got a stub to my ticket. That's all I get left after I walk into Gillette Stadium. They give you the stub. So it's the hub, it's the central location to buy tickets to anything. I think this is an excellent name, StubHub.
The author likes it.
And it rhymes, it
rhymes,
flows.
it's cute.
It's cute, it flows.
It describes what they do.
It's descriptive. Yeah, it's a very good name.
Okay,
Of
you
all
like
of them that we've come along, even better than Amazon, I think. StubHub,
Whoa.
right away hits you, Amazon's huge, but...
Now try this one. This is supposed to be, the author likes this one, Yelp.
I like it too because, and I'm on it probably quite a bit actually. My wife and I'll be, thinking about going into a restaurant for lunch or dinner or even breakfast. Let's go out and let's try something new. I think I've hit every restaurant in southeastern New England, certainly every Chinese restaurant. But you go into Yelp and you read the ratings, and you go WebAdvisor, and you got, Yelp is a great website, and help. It's kind of a takeoff of the word help. Help me find a better place to eat. Yeah, I like Yelp.
I think you're being generous, but...
No, I like it. And I'm a generous guy today.
Now, this is supposed to be another good one, Twine.
Yep.
Twine. Semantic web company. Web company and the mundane, utilitarian, sensuously evocative nature of Twine, brings esoteric technology. Whew. Wow, that's a support. But this is a website company. I'm not familiar with it. Twine.
Never heard of it. What do they do? I missed this one. I went through these quickly. What does Twine do? Sell rope?
Maybe it's supposed to be tying everybody together or something. I don't know what it is.
The author likes this one, and I saw that, and I said, geez, I don't like it. But
Okay.
you know what? I mean, we don't all agree about everything.
Yeah.
But,
Well, try this one, Starbucks.
well, again, yeah, he had enough money to create a brand identity. I don't know the underpinnings of why he chose the name Starbucks, other than I think he, like McDonald's means hamburgers to us today, but it didn't mean hamburgers.
Well,
50
the
years ago.
author says, Coach. He says like a lot of great company names. There's a story behind,
Right.
and most people don't know.
Right. I don't know the story.
He says Starbuck was Captain Ahab's first mate in Moby Dick, and he was obsessed with coffee. Whoever Starbuck is, but that was Captain Ahab's first mate.
Okay. Until I read that,
Yeah.
I didn't know. I know Kikeg was
Queequeg.
Ishmael's Queequeg. I know, and I wouldn't want to call it Queequeg coffee. Because again, that's a tongue twister, Queequeg coffee. But Starbucks, until I read that, I did not know the meaning behind the name. And I think it's neat, but
Well,
you do have to tell the story.
But I also don't know what does the symbol, how does that relate to
It doesn't.
Ahab's, first mate?
It doesn't. And the author likes this one, and I think the author's giving it too much credit, because at this stage, I think if you went back, Starbucks has a very unique business in a very mundane business called selling people a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Dunkin' Donuts, obviously, you dunk a donut, dunk it in what? Coffee. But Starbucks, is so big now that, like Verizon, we know what it means.
Yeah.
But I would not have chosen Starbucks way back when as the name of the company.
But he's made good on it. Okay.
He's done well.
There's Under Armour, which is underwear. You like that one?
That's a good one. Very good one.
You like that one, and finally Oracle. That's
Larry Ellerson.
software.
Yeah, that's not bad either. Yeah,
You like Oracle?
I like Oracle. Yep.
Okay. Well, good. Thank you, and thank you guys for being on board. We're gonna do another episode on not even good or bad names, Coach, but ridiculous names.
Really stupid
We're
names.
gonna get to that next and have fun with that. But
Yeah, but first send the kids to bed.
Thanks for watching Fox Robbins. Fox Robbins is also on YouTube. Just go to YouTube and go to the search box and type in one single word, Fox Robbins, FOXROBBINS, and there's a library of past shows that you can watch at your convenience. You can also send us a email with your comments at foxrobbins@gmail.com, and we'll see you guys next time.